age creeping up on you. Broken veins. You can get them lasered out, you know. Still, never mind, it happens to the best, doesn't it, Joan?
Did you hear about Belinda? She's had trouble with her bank.
Oh, I thought she lived in one of those warden-controlled homes.
Oh, she does, but you can't trust them.
Oh, is it council-run, Joan?
No, private.
Small comfort.
Well, they do say you should look out for all your old folk. I mean, look at me and Mrs. Mallard next door. I was always looking out for her. I mean, it was me that noticed her post piling up and that she wasn't answering her phone and the smell coming from the house. If it hadn't been for Daddy dying, I had other things on my mind. I mean, she was 87. It's no age, is it?
You should start thinking about moving into warden-controlled housing yourself, Joan.
Me? I'm fine.
Ah, you may be at the moment, but you need to think of the future. You see, with people your age, fine one minute, gaga the next. They say losing pride in your appearance is the first stage. And the signs are there.
Well, I've not had much time lately. I've had other things on my mind.
There you are, you see. The next thing you know, you'll have a fall and you'll be a strain on the NHS. You'll become a burden. You need to be a little less selfish.
Speaking of the NHS, how's Donald?
We're private and he's still in hospital. I told him to leave it alone and let nature take its course. But would he listen to me? No. You know what men are like with those things? The doctor said it's one of the worst cases of blistering he's ever seen.
That can't be easy for you.
Indeed it isn't, but I am a loyal wife.
Yes, you nursed Colin through his final months, didn't you? And Richard. And John.
Indeed I did.
You, in fact, didn't Donald help you with Colin? You know, he drove you around and all that, didn't he?
He was very supportive during extremely difficult times.
Indeed.
Now then, shall we make a move and get these ashes scattered?
Well, we would, but we're waiting on Malcolm. I mean, he's gone to collect Daddy now, but he did say he might be a while as he wanted to pick up a few bits for the cruise.
Cruise?
Yes, he's booked himself on a cruise. Him and his friend Tyler came into some money on the horses.
Edward doesn't approve of gambling. He says the only thing ever worth putting on a horse was Lady Godiva.
Ruth!
Sorry, Edward.
Apology accepted.
He's also bought himself a little motorbike.
I did wonder what that monstrous thing was outside your door.
I think it's rather nice.
You would, Joan.
Anyway, while we're waiting for Malcolm, I need to pop next door because they're clearing Mrs. Mallard's house today and her daughter said I could take a few things as keepsakes.
Oh, I doubt you'll find anything of any value. Didn't she used to rent?
Oh, you've got a dog, haven't you? She might have an old blanket that'll do for his basket.
I didn't know you'd bought a puppy, Anita.
Oh, it was Donald's idea. He saw it on one of those dog shelter websites. He spent a lot of time browsing the internet lately.
Well, what breed is it?
Oh, I don't know. It's a Romanian refuge dog.
See, even the foreign dogs are coming over here now.
Brexit will put a stop to that. Trump's got the right idea. We should build a wall.
Oh, that dog's so feral, he'd probably just cock his leg up at it. No respect.
But how come it came from Romania? I mean, did you have to meet it at the airport, you know, with a sign?
No, just went to the shelter and picked it up. Oh, it had had an awful life. Abused by its first owner, and then run over when it was with its second and had to have its leg amputated. And to top it off, it was flea-ridden and had the mange.
What have you called it?
Lucky.
So where is it?
Oh, well, I've sent it back. I mean, if Donald's going to be in and out of hospital, I'm not looking after the mutton anyway. I want the pedigree.
Oh, excuse me.
Get down, Shep.
Oh, I can't stay, Joni. I've done my backing.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I spent most of last night prizing Celine off of the shed roof.
Well, what was she doing up there?
She's having more suicidal thoughts. Oh, Benedict's put her up, but he wish he hadn't now. She can't even use the toaster. She threw it in the washing up bowl.
She might have killed herself.
Well, she would have, but the sink's at the other side of the room. She unplugged the toaster to get in there. Honestly, she's spoiled everything. She's spoiled his hobbies. He's been banned from the climbing wall.
Why? What happened there?
Well, we took her with us, you know, give her a little change of scene, get her out of the house. She gets to the top of the wall, takes off her harness, throws herself down it. Well, luckily, she's had trouble finding a well-fitting bra and the strap got caught on one of the hand grips. But it was even worse. Poor cow hadn't shaved her legs. She looked like King Kong dangling there. Oh, anyway, last night, I was giving her a fireman's lift off the shed and it's done my back in.
Have you tried?
Sorry, Edward.
Apology accepted. Have you tried the osteopath?
My friend Benedict, he did a course once in Billericay. Been pounding away behind me, but no avail.
You need to see the doctor. You can't be too careful with back.
Well, I know, but he's just been so busy with Celine. Every time Benedict leaves the house, he takes everything with him that's a potential risk. Scissors, razors, bleach. He's had to buy a man bag to take to work, but he's had to buy the biggest one he can find because that toilet duct's a bit of a funny shape.
Well, that doesn't sound good, does it?
No, anyway, Joni, I can't risk standing out in the cold, so I'm going to give it a miss, okay?
Oh, that's a shame. You'll have missed Malcolm.
Malcolm's still here.
Oh, yes, he's gone to fetch Daddy's ashes now.
Well, I'll hang on for a bit then.
Oh, yes, well, you two do get on well together, don't you? You've been ever so friendly while he's been here. You're too good-hearted, you are.
I've always been accommodating to a lost soul.
Oh, hey, he can tell you about his cruise.
Cruise?
Yes, he's booked himself on a cruise. I never had him down as the cruising type.
Oh, I did.
Oh, and he's bought himself a little motorbike. So if you're lucky, he might give you a ride.
Now that is worth hanging on for.
Why don't you go to Mrs. Marshall's? Give Joan a hand.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I love looking around other people's houses.
Oh, can I come too? But I'm not pushing her because of my back. Andy, though, we can put stuff on that.
Oh. Well, I'm hoping to find something for Sue Ostler's birthday. I mean, there must be something next door, because buying for a schizophrenic is just awful.
Are you coming, Anita?
Oh, no, I don't want to be seen scavenging. And anyway, I don't think my stomach could take the smell of urine. It's not too bad in here, Joan, since you've got the Glade plug-in.
Right, come on then. Oh, and that reminds me, Kelly's coming at 11 to do my cleaning.
Kelly does your cleaning?
Yes.
Oh, the least said about that girl, the better. I saw her yesterday, dressed up to the nines she was, in her Ugg boots, dangly earrings and leggings. I mean, they say there are 3 things in life that never lie. Children, drunks and leggings.
This is true. I mean, she's awful. She'll fake fur and camel toe, that one.
Her mother was nice, though. Her mother couldn't keep a clean house. It was the type of place that you wipe your feet on the way out. She never did a day's work, either.
Neither of you. Or I, for that matter, Anita. Although, my being a brown owl is like a full-time job.
Ruth, playing with children is not a proper job. And anyway, you're fortunate. You've had a good man to look after you. People like us, they don't need to work.
Well, I appreciate Kelly's a bit rough around the edges.
Rough around the edges? She's that coarse. If she were my child, I'd have taken sandpaper to her.
She doesn't mean any harm.
But those type of people never do. But they're a drain on the economy. Don't you worry, Joan. Anita and I'll let her in and check she doesn't steal anything.
Oh, thank you.
There's a real Bobby Dazzler.
Oh, my darling, I don't think I can bear it much longer.
You know, I'm always here for you.
I spent all Sunday trying to contact you.
My mobile's been broken.
I know. I tried your house phone and Ruth answered. In the end, I had to say that the grandchildren were visiting and kept pressing the redial button. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but she's not stupid. She knows I'd never have the grandchildren visit.
Well, I know I haven't been around much lately, but I spent all last week laid up in bed.
Well, sadly, I haven't. You need to tell her soon.
I will, I promise. It's just very difficult.
Oh, difficult? I'll tell you what's difficult. Difficult is having to live with someone like my husband. Donald is still having problems, you know. Doesn't do much for a woman's self-esteem. Thank goodness you don't have that problem. Obviously, I know it's not anything to do with me.
I've got a plan.
Oh, well, I should hope so. I mean, Edward, how much longer is this going to go on for? I have needs.
Well, we've got that weekend away together in a few weeks' time, and I've told Ruth I'm away with the golf club.
Oh, yes. Huddersfield. How romantic. I mean, it's like the Paris of the North.
We're not going to Huddersfield.
We're not going? Oh, I don't believe this. You promised me a weekend away.
Well, we're still going away. We're just not going to Huddersfield.
Where are we going then?
We're going...
Oh, don't tell me. Will I need my passport? I've always dreamed of going to Rome or Venice. I can see myself now being taken up the canal on a gondola, whilst being serenaded by a Venetian and having the soothing cream of a cornetto hitting the back of my throat.
No, you won't need your passport.
Oh, well, it better not be somewhere cheap. I mean, don't you dare take me to some caravan park. Do I look like the sort of woman who would spend time in a caravan?
No. We're going to the Riviera of the South.
The Riviera of the South?
Yes, we're going to Eastbourne.
Eastbourne?
Yeah.
Where did you book that? Saga Holidays?
Well, surely the most important thing is that we're alone together.
Oh, I suppose so, yes. I mean, we won't spend much time outside anyway, will we? I never really enjoyed the sea air. I mean, Colin and I went to Blackpool once, and he caught a nasty cold. It was the death of him. Actually, quite literally, as it turned out. Luckily, he had a good insurance policy.
Now, a friend of mine's got a little house by the coast.
Oh, a little house? Not a hotel?
3 bedrooms, more of a cottage.
Oh, well, that's something, I suppose. I mean, there's nothing worse than a poky house. I don't know how Joan copes.
Well, at least we'll have time to enjoy each other's company properly. I can't wait to hold you in my arms all night.
Well, you don't know what it feels like to be touched by a man.
No, I certainly don't.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant being touched by a man who hasn't had to start his own motor first.
Well, no, I've never had that problem.
I know. You're a real man. Oh, Edward, what are we going to do? I mean, how do we miss out on spending our lives together?
Well, I've been married to Ruth for 27 years, and you've got Donald.
Well, I know, but we've only been married for 4 years.
Yes, but before that you were married to all the others.
Well, I know, but I was only married to Richard for 7 years. And then John for 7 years. And then Colin for 7. I mean, you could say I suffered with a 7-year itch.
A friend of mine suffered with that.
And how did they solve it?
Oh, cream and antibiotics, I think. I'll go. All right, Kelly, come on.
Oh, Teddy, I've had an awful day. All right, Nate.
Kelly.
It's half term, innit? I got the bloody kids. Little bastards still get up though.
That's what happens when you have children, and you do have quite a few.
Well, I can't help being so bloody fertile, can I? It's all right for you, innit? Because you went for an early menopause, didn't you?
Well,
Oh, I should have known, though. This morning when they woke me up, Shalella made me a cup of tea, Kai was carrying the ashtray, Chelsea had me ciggy in her mouth, and little Abdul a box of matches. Oh, he's not even 2. But they learn so young these days. Oh, they can be so cute. Oh.
where are they now?
Well, I had to drop them at their dad's. I've crisscrossed all over town. I said to Chanel, though, I'm not taking you to your dad's. He's got a new bird, and she's as common as muck.
Is she home alone?
Well, no. I wouldn't leave a 6-year-old home alone, would I? Even though she's the oldest. What kind of mother do you think I am? Well, no, I let her go to her dad's on her bike.
But doesn't she have to cross the ring road to get there?
Well, yeah, but she's got her stabilisers on her bike. Safety first. You've got to think of these things when you're a mother, ain't you, Nee?
I was always at home with mine.
Well, the thing is, I like to work. Even when I'm on the benefits. Every little helps, doesn't it? And with the price of fags these days, it makes it difficult to put food on the table.
So are you still with Sports Direct?
Ah, nah. I couldn't rely on that 0 hours contract. Mind you, it was handy for the kids' stuff, though, provided they didn't mind which team they wore. Poor Kai went to school in a Millwall shirt once, and he got the shit kicked out of him.
Has Chelsea started play school yet?
Well, she did, but I had to take her out of there.
Oh, was she bullied? You hear about it a lot.
Yeah, her key worker was a right stuck-up bitch. They called me in and they said to me, Miss Briggs, are you keeping an eye on what Chelsea watches on the television? I said, yeah, of course. We got Sky. My Chelsea had told the key worker she'd been staying up late catching up on Game of Thrones.
Well, it is on very late.
Well, I like to keep them up late so as they don't wake me up too early in the morning. Anyways, Chelsea told the key worker she liked staying up late and that the cow needed to get her life. They told me to rein her in. And I told them, you're the ones with the problem. You just don't know how to deal with kids. Ignorant bitch.
Didn't it occur to you that she might have got a valid point?
Well, yeah, of course. I agreed with Charles completely. The ignorant bitch needed to get her life.
So what does Chelsea do with her days now?
She watches the shopping channel mainly, and it's really helping her with her maths. Plus, she keeps an eye on Abdul if I want to have a little nap. She's a great kid. She can even change his nappy. Well, she's used to changing her own, ain't she? Only problem is, she don't throw it in the bin. And the dog eats what's inside. And his breath stinks. Oh.
Anyway, shouldn't you be getting on with the cleaning?
Oh, I suppose so. I'll make a start on the kitchen, shall I?
I shouldn't think it matters where you start. This place looks like it hasn't had a good clean for at least 10 years. I doubt if that girl could give anything a good clean. I mean, look at the state of her with her low-cut tops and vulgar tattoos and greying bra straps when she ever wears one, that
No
is.
class whatsoever. Not like you, my darling.
Oh, Edward, please think about what I said. I really need you in my life. I'm getting desperate.
Do use the toilet, Anita, and put those in there when you go, will you?
Oh, I didn't mean that. I mean, Edward and I were just having a discussion about our next performance. So, what on earth have you got there?
Oh, we've done ever so well. Mrs. Mallard wouldn't have wanted any waste. I mean, her daughter would have just, poked and prodded about and sort of chopped out the good stuff. I bet she's got to skip ordered. Oh, now look. Look what I've got here. Look at this electric blanket, eh? Beautiful. Now, I know it's not been used because Mrs. Mallard was just a bit incontinent. And, well, she'd have fried herself alive with that, wouldn't she?
I've got this little exercise machine for my back. God knows what she used it for.
Well, it must work and give you lots of strength. I mean, she used to rub Daddy's creams in for him, and she was an expert at relieving his stiffness. And look, I've got a 2018 diary. There's a good few months left in there.
I think we should have left some of the light bulbs, Joan. And those curtains would have helped keep the place a bit more private.
No, I know that, daughter. She'd have just skipped the lot or sold them to get a few extra pounds.
Honestly, some people, they've got no shame.
What on earth are you going to do with that old garden gnome?
I'm going to give it to Sue Ostler for her birthday. She enjoys sitting in her garden. She says the noise of the traffic drowns out the voices.
Well, what shall I do with this bag of stuff from the fridge, Joan?
Oh, I'm surprised you left the fridge.
Sorry, Edward.
Apology accepted.
Just pop it on the table. I'll get Kelly to put it away later. Oh, did you remember the cheddar? Because you can take that with you if you want.
Oh, I have got it, but you hang on to it, because Edward's got to keep an eye on his cholesterol.
Ruth, that's not necessary.
No, sorry, Edward.
Apology accepted. Where's Belinda?
Oh, my goodness! We've left her behind! She'll be so frightened! Oh!
She was fine. We needed the wheelchair anyway.
How can she be fine? We've abandoned her in an empty house! Well,
She was fine because I put her by the drinks cabinet and she was watching that Columbo. Yeah, she had the rest of the after eight. Well, I didn't want to disturb her because that telly was quite heavy and bulky, and that daughter can't moan because we left all of the jewellery.
Yes.
Anyway, she'd only hold us up scattering those ashes.
oh, I think one of us should go and get her.
The daughter may put her in the skip.
Sorry I'm late. I got held up. Everyone, it's my mate Tyler.
All right. What's in the bag?
Grandad.
But I paid for him to be put in a marble urn.
Ah, I can explain now, Auntie Jane. You see, when I got to the undertaker's, there was a woman and a little girl there.
Yeah, here's where a girl died apparently.
They were both in tears, and the woman was complaining that it was bad enough having a mistake with the flowers on the day.
Oh, the poor love.
It's just what I thought you would say, Auntie Jane.
Yeah, he's got heart of gold, despite what his mum says about you.
Anyway, turns out they had to fork out for more flowers. The florist was adamant they delivered them, so the undertaker had to fork out for more flowers from the florist to top the coffin up. And made the adjustment by having the mother's ashes put in a plastic bag, just like this one.
He must have been a scrawny old goat. There's not much of him at all.
What on earth has that got to do with Joan not having an urn?
Well, I thought to myself, what would my Auntie Jane do in circumstances such as these?
Grab her father's ashes and leave them to it. Oh, if she had any sense.
Oh, Edward, Joan would never leave a woman in distress.
Ruth, I'm not a heartless monster. But decorum sometimes demands restraint, not interference.
Sorry, Edward.
Apology accepted.
So what did you do, Malcolm?
Well, seeing as we were going to scatter Grandad's ashes and not bury them like the woman was going to do with her mother, I offered to sell her our urn and knock down price.
Yeah, she was only going to give us 20. We got up to 25.
So that's what we did. Of course, I stopped at the bank on the way home and deposited the money into the Help the Ages charity account. I thought you'd like that. And here we are, with Grandad snuggled in this nice little carrot.
Oh, I bet that was your idea, wasn't it, Tyler?
I presume you've got a receipt to prove that, young man.
It's not necessary, Edward. I mean, how nice that Malcolm helped that woman out.
Well, indeed. I'm sure she was very pleased, but that urn was so expensive. But I suppose the undertakers make their profits on all the little extras.
An urn, Joan, is hardly a little extra.
But honestly, for such a young man to be so considerate, if only you could rub off on all of us, Tyler. How is it I've never come across you before?
No, well, I've been away recently, ain't I?
Oh, did you go anywhere nice?
It was alright.
Yeah.
Better than last time. Don't feel like go back there again, no. Bit rough in place, if you know what I mean.
What was your food like?
Basic, really. Gets a bit samey every day.
Yeah. Where exactly were you?
Dorset. Little place called Portland.
Oh, Dorset's lovely. I've been to Dorset. And what about your accommodation? How was that?
Not the best. And you have a TV in the room.
Oh, couldn't you get an upgrade?
Nah. Only those with special privileges get those.
Well, I mean, they say money talks. Now, when I stayed there, what was the hotel? Did you stay in the Premier Inn or the Marriott?
Nah, it was one of Her Majesty's.
Come again?
I was banged up, wasn't I? Doing a bit of, supposed to do a year. Got away with 6 months. Which is lucky, really. If it's any longer than that, I feel like a bloody prison sentence.
Well, I'd imagine that was a miscarriage of justice. I mean, you hear about these mistakes all of the time.
Yeah, too bloody right mistake. I got caught. Don't mind the days, though. Got something to do. It's just the nights. I get ever so lonely.
Oh. Now then, let's see if we can rectify that little situation.
No, don't worry. I've already got that one sorted. All right, Kel.
All right, Ty. Hello, Janie, how's you?
Oh, keeping well, thank you, Kelly.
You still shy about last night then, Kel?
There's a time and a place. I'm a classy girl.
You weren't that classy last night in a kebab shop.
Well, I had to be quick, didn't I? The kids are outside.
Yeah, too bloody right. Chili sauce still stings. Anyway, you're going to give us a cuddle then? You at least owe me that.
Shouldn't you be getting on with the cleaning, Kelly? That is what you're here for.
Well, I made a start on the kitchen.
Oh, yes, that reminds me. Oh, Kelly, there's a bag of fridge stuff on the table. Would you mind emptying it and putting it away, please?
Oh, will do. And I'll have that carrier. It will save me 5p.
Oh,
What the hell is that?
Daddy!
Oh, Harold, he's gone everywhere.
No, shut up, Ruth. It's Harold in the bag. Kelly, you silly girl. Look what you've done. He's all over the floor.
A bit like you in a kebab shop last night, Kel.
Call yourself a cleaner, Kelly. Look at the mess.
Well, how was I to know?
She meant the bag with the cheese in it.
Well, I wasn't to know. Look, there's a fag butt in there too. I'll empty the other bag then, shall I? I am sorry, Janie.
What am I going to do?
Sweep him up and put him back in the bag, of course.
That's not very dignified, is it?
No, she's trod bits of him into the kitchen already. Silly girl!
I don't want to put him back in the bag, especially not a bag like that. It wasn't even a bag for life.
It's a bit late for that, ain't it?
What about the gnome, Joni? You could use the gnome.
Well, Daddy did like watching Deal or No Deal, and he always said that Noel Edmonds looked like a gnome in them silly jumpers, so... Well, it might be a fitting end.
Kelly!
I'll get it, Joni.
Thank you.
What do you want?
Would you mind sweeping up Daddy, please, and putting him in the bottom of that gnome?
This is really getting ridiculous.
Edward, I couldn't agree with you more. Joan, your father would be so disappointed. I mean, really, he'd be ashamed. I mean, you were a disappointment to him when he was alive, and you're not much better now, are you, dear?
Oh, hello, mate. How are you?
Hello, Cal. You all right?
It's not them bloody kids again, is it? Well, I told the social they're too young to be prosecuted.
No, not this time. But just you remember, you leave little Abdul in his buggy outside the pub again, you'll be the one getting prosecuted.
Hey, steady on, officer. That's no way to talk to a lady.
Come on, son. It's Kelly you're talking about.
Oh, you cheeky.
Anyway, how long you been out, Tyler? Keeping out of trouble this time, are we?
Of course I am. Don't want to go back there again, do I? Go treat you like a bloody criminal.
Yeah, at least you've learned your lesson. Oh, and next time you steal a getaway car, make sure it's got some